I'm Elaine and welcome to my channel. Well, today is dog food day in our house. I'm going to be making Jada her dog food that'll last her for about 10 days or so. So come on in the kitchen with me and let's make Jada a nutritious dog food. Okay, one thing you're going to need to start with is a very large bowl. This is the bowl that I usually use to make my turkey dressing in at Thanksgiving time. So it also works well for making her dog food. Okay, and this is 1 pound of lentils that I have cooked according to the package directions, but I did not salt them. Okay, and you're going to need, this was 2 cups of uncooked rice that I cooked in 8 cups of water and until it got tender. So this is what I came out with, and that's going to go in to her food. Now I use a 10-pound bag of leg quarters, and those leg quarters are, I cook those down, I boil them for about 1 hour, and once they're done I let them cool down, and then I take all the meat off of the bone. And there it is. And I take the skin away, and I end up with about 3.5 to 4 pounds of just the meat. Okay, and also we're going to add 1 pound of ground turkey, and that ground turkey, hold on just one moment, I will be right back. Sorry about that, I had to get the cat down. She was up here, she was trying to get up here and get into this stuff as I'm fixing it for the dog. But anyway, this is 1 pound of ground turkey that I have browned, and we're going to set that aside. Now, this is some sweet potatoes and some carrots that I boiled just till they were tender. Okay, and this is 1 dozen boiled eggs that I'm going to mash up for her and mix that in as well. So, and then again, let's see, I also have 2 cans of green beans that I'm going to rinse. I'm going to drain them and rinse them and make sure there's no salt on them. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking this rice, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that rice in this bowl. I want to take a spoon and just kind of start breaking this up. I may even use my hand, because I don't want to put the rice in the blender, because I don't want to puree this rice. I just want it broken up good so that it'll mix in with the rest of her food. So we're going to get this broken up. Now the advantages to making the dog food, and one of the reasons I actually started it, was I had had some human grade dog food that I had delivered, and it was to get for a month's supply. It was just going to be way too expensive. Well, I was looking on the label at the ingredients, and I thought, there's no reason I can't make this a whole lot cheaper. And it is. So that's one of the advantages. Another advantage, it's actually going to be a lot better for her than the kibble and commercial packaged foods. And another thing is, I know exactly what is in this. And another thing that's an advantage to it is Jada likes it. And she is very picky. I have a hard time getting her to eat anything. This she will usually eat. Once in a while she gets stubborn about it. Usually she will eat this. Now the disadvantages is it is a lot of work and it's very messy. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to bring my food processor over here, and I'll be right back with you when I get that set up. Okay, now I've put a little chicken broth in with these carrots and sweet potatoes that I'm getting ready to blend. Now the chicken broth that I have was actually broth that I got from cooking that chicken that I let it get cold. I skimmed the fat off of it and strained it really good, and I got a nice chicken broth to use. So I am going to go ahead and get this done. I'm going to do this off camera because the Ninja is very, very loud. So I'll be right back. Okay, I have my carrots and my sweet potatoes all pureed together. And I'm just going to stir them in with this rice really well. Because I found if you mix this as you go, it's a lot easier than to just dump it all in a bowl at once and try to mix it together. And I see some of my carrots didn't puree. I'm going to mash that with my fingers because my dog is, again, Jada is very picky, and she may not eat that if she hits a carrot that's not mashed up. So that's the reason I puree these. Now, if your dog likes carrots and will eat them, you certainly don't have to. You could just cut them up. You could even put them in raw if you wanted to, just grated. But I don't know, again, how that would freeze. So, okay, there's that all mixed together. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to tell you about this because I don't want to do this on camera because, again, it is so very, very loud. But I'm going to add a little chicken broth, and I'm going to chop my chicken up and my chicken and my ground turkey up very fine, and we're going to add that. So I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, now I have blended in the turkey and the chicken that I chopped up in my food processor, and I have added those lentils. Now the lentils I did not put in the food processor. We're going to leave those whole because they're very small and they're soft. They don't really need to be mashed up like the other stuff does. So I'm just going to keep mixing this together. And there is another carrot that didn't get mashed up quite as much as I wanted it to. You can see this is a very, very messy job. I've been trying to clean up behind myself as I go. But, you know, as messy as this is and as much work as it is, my Jada's well worth this. I wouldn't do this if I didn't love her. But she's a good girl, and she was doing really well on the human grade food before I had to stop it. But like I say, I just could not afford that every month. It was just, you know, too much. So this will be a lot better. Now I'm adding these green beans that my husband will get that just a moment. But anyway, I'm adding the green beans that I had rinsed. I just wanted to make sure there was no salt on those. Okay, and now just to make sure she's going to be getting enough protein, I have some hard-boiled eggs here that I boiled for her this morning, and I'm just going to use my potato masher to cut these up like I would if I was going to do potato salad or something like that, because I want these left in I just didn't want them pureed. I wanted these left in a big enough piece that she can taste them, because she does like eggs. So we're going to make sure she gets some eggs in this. And this was 1 dozen. This is a full dozen of eggs that I hard boiled this morning and then peeled. Now, I had one dog food recipe I used to use years ago that actually said you could leave the outside shell on the eggs. You didn't have to peel them, but to me that just didn't seem very appetizing. So I think I would rather, even for my girl, rather peel these. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, and I'm just going to dump that right in with the rest of this. Uh-oh, went over the side, but that's okay, we'll get it. Okay, and we are just about ready. As soon as I get this mixed in, we'll be ready to start packaging this up in the bags. Now, one thing about this recipe, you can put in any kind of dog-friendly vegetable that your dog likes. You don't have to follow this exactly, but if your dog likes broccoli, then put it in. And you could also add blueberries or any kind of dog-friendly fruit that they might like as well. Okay, well, I'm going to finish mixing this in, and then I will be back to show you how I'm going to package it. Okay, I am ready to start packaging this dog food up that I've made for my Jada. So you're going to need plenty of Ziploc bags for this, because the way I do this, I make 1 day's supply in each bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is label this. Let's see, today is the 21st. Okay, so I put a date on it, and I'm just going to label it Jada's Food. Okay, so there's the Ziploc bag, and I have a 1/2 cup measure, and I have a full 1 cup. And what we're going to do is I am going to measure out 1 cup of dog food, or actually I'm going to be measuring out 2 1/2 cups of dog food, because that will give her 1 1/4 cups at each meal, and I usually feed her twice a day. So, okay, let me turn this up because you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm going to level that off. There's 1 cup. And I'm just going to put that in her bag. Okay, and we're going to do a 2nd cup. And I'm going to level this off just exactly the way I would flour. Okay, and there is the 2nd cup. We're going to put that right in the bag. Oh, whoops, like I say, it can be messy. So, okay, and then I want to get 1/2 cup. Okay, and there's the 1/2 cup, and we're going to put that into the bag. Okay, now let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to turn you back down so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I have the bag of food, and I'm going to start working this up towards the edge of the bag. And when I get it close enough, I'm going to seal the bag and flatten this out. And there it is. It's ready to go in the freezer. So I'm going to get the rest of these ready, and I will be back with you as soon as I get this done, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get ready to put these in the freezer. Okay, I have this all packaged up, and this batch actually yielded 12 days worth for her. So that's actually pretty good. So what I'm doing is I have a cookie sheet, and I'm stacking these up, and I'm going to put them in the freezer. And once they're froze, I'm going to take them off the cookie sheet, and I'll just put them in the bottom drawer of the freezer. And whenever I need a bag, I'll just take it out, and she'll have her bag of food. Well, also, I wanted to tell you too, now, it depends on the size of your dog. If you have a smaller dog, you're going to get a whole lot more than just 12 days worth out of this. My daughter used to have a Chihuahua, and she would have gotten, this would easily be maybe 6 weeks worth for her, so she wouldn't have had to make it quite as often as I do. And then of course if you have a larger dog, you're going to get less out of this batch. But this is what my Jada got. So there's 2.5 cups of food in each one of these bags, and she'll get a 1/2 bag at each meal. And plus, so she gets enough snacks too, that's plenty for her. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and that you'll try to make this food or similar food like it for your pup. I'm sure they will enjoy it. So y'all have a wonderful day, and if you did enjoy the video, please consider giving me a like and subscribing to my channel. So y'all have a great day. See you next time.